Okay, so this is the Essatto Excel add-in, and I'm going to complete a forecast or complete the forecast as one of our sales reps, Brittany, and you can see that Essatto has an additional tab on the Excel ribbon. Lots of different options here. The key ones are that you can submit and refresh data back to Essatto. So you can see here I've got a submit and a refresh button here. Brittany, you can see here is the sales rep. You can also see the customer. So this is not just two-dimensional information, it's multi-dimensional. So you've got the company, currency, and all of these things are interchangeable and can be locked down from a security perspective depending on who the manager is that's completing the forecast. The manager also has at their disposal, in this example, the different types of vehicles that they're forecasting. And the different attributes of those vehicles they can filter as well. So if they want to look at specific fuel type, for example, or a specific body type of the vehicle, they can do that. They've got historical information here coming directly from Essatto. So you can see down here that if I click out of that area, it just shows me who the login user is. But if I click on here, it's actually showing me that this is an area of the spreadsheet that is aware that this is a connection back to Essatto. And it's bringing automatically for me the actual quantities that have been sold coming straight from that refresh from Odoo. So the sales manager doesn't need to look for this information. It's automatically available for them to support the process of forecasting. And likewise, they can see all of their inventory information as well, the stock that they have on hand and the stock that they have on order. If I keep scrolling across, okay, I've got this green area here, which denotes that this is an area that can be used to input back to Essatto or submit data back to Essatto. In this case, we're looking at the weeks of June, and I'm going to be inputting forecast quantities for this example. And I've also got visibility to what the forecast prices are for the same weeks. You can see that these are not in green. So the sales manager in this example has the ability to change the prices, but not Brittany in this example. So what I'll do now is I'll change some of these forecast figures and I'll submit them back to Essatto. But the other benefit of using Essatto is that in this example, we've actually already set a top-down forecast. So if I just refresh, it'll give my sales reps a starting position basically in terms of what the executives have decided should be the forecast that they're trying to achieve or the budget that they're trying to achieve. And from here, the rep can adjust the figures or accept the figures and submit back to Essatto. Okay, so these are the numbers that I've got to start with, the quantities that have been forecasted. I'll just change a few of these so we can see a difference when we go and look at some of the variance reports. So maybe I'll put some big numbers in, so 1,000 units here. You can see that as I change the numbers, the sales rep can see what they've changed, and then they can decide whether or not, so this is all just in spreadsheet at the moment, but then they can decide whether or not they want to submit those figures back. So I will in this example, click the submit button, and that's going to write the information back to Essatto, which will then be automatically consolidated across the company structures, the product structures, and all those different ways that we've got to group the business data that we've got in the system. If I scroll back to my report, and if I do a refresh, hopefully we're going to see a spike in June in terms of sales figures. Should also note that I've input quantities, but it's actually the sales that have automatically been recalculated and adjusted. And in this example, it does that all the way to gross margin. And there you go. So that's the impact of Brittany completing her forecast. And anyone who has access to this data automatically sees it. You don't need to wait for any batch processes to complete. It makes the process a lot cleaner, more accurate, and you can do it more often.